Chelsea Football Club. As I said just a moment ago, my name's Christina and I'll be showing you guys around today. Now, considering where we are, what I'm about to ask is going to seem like a really, really silly question, but who here is a Chelsea fan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of about 32. Okay? Everyone else, so do we have any Manchester United?
Mourinho.
Mourinho, you're Mourinho. That's good. One Manchester United, any others? 2 Manchester United. Any Arsenal? Any Man City? Man City? Tottenham? Tottenham? Liverpool? Liverpool, 2, 3 Liverpool. Who else have we got? Anyone? Any other English team I haven't mentioned? Any other team from around the world?
Swansea.
Swansea? Pardon? So I can't pronounce that.
That's a local team. That's a local
Okay. Any other teams around the world? Barcelona, Juventus, Porto, Juventus as well. Napoli, lots of Italian teams. Any others? Okay, what we're going to do, especially for our 2 Manchester United fans, it's the end of the tour for you guys, okay? Leave this way. It's okay, you're welcome to stay with us, okay? Even if you're in your Manchester United shirt, not good. Pretend to love Chelsea, okay? Everyone pretend to love Chelsea for the next hour. Okay, so what we're going to do today, at the moment we're in the Matthew Harding stand. This is where a lot of the season ticket holders sit. A lot of the chanting and the singing comes from this side of the stadium on a match day. Very, very noisy over here. It's a good place to sit though. And then we're going to go over to the press room, so that's where the journalists will start off on a match day. Also where they do press conferences as well after games, things like that. And we'll go to both the changing rooms. So first we'll go to the changing room for the losers, like Manchester United, Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool, all of those people. Then we'll go to one for the best team, Chelsea, very nice in there. And we'll go down the players' tunnel, which is just over there, into the dugouts where the manager will sit on a match day, so where Jose Mourinho will be sitting as from next month. And then we'll head over to the famous shed end, which is where you can see it says Adidas, the top tier. It's got a great view of the whole stadium over there, so it's a really, really nice place to finish up, okay? Now, if you've got any questions or anything, feel free to ask me. I'll get all of your questions answered. Even if I can't answer it, I'll get someone else to answer it for me. And take lots and lots of photos, videos, take them from talking, that's absolutely fine. Get as many as possible, okay? I want you to all enjoy it. Now, we have just a few rules while you're with us today. No eating, drinking or smoking while we're in the stadium. Water's okay, just no juices, fizzy drinks, anything like that. Also, very, very important, you do not go onto the grass, okay? You cannot go onto the pitch at all. If you do, you will get chucked out straight away, so please do not even try. I'm sure you don't want to have to end the tour by getting chucked out the stadium. And also, we're quite a big group. If I can just ask that everyone stays together. We don't want to lose anyone along the way. Don't stay back for extra photos because you've got plenty of time to get them all, okay? So make sure we stick together. If you think you know where we're going but the door shuts, you're stuck because my pass opens it, okay? So make sure you follow on through the doors. So what we're going to do now, we're going to head over to the press room. So we're going to head back down the stairs that we came up. Welcome to the press room. So in here, as I said earlier, is where all the journalists will come on a match day. They write up their reports while they're in here. Now, on average, we'd get about 100 journalists in this room. That's for a Premier League game, FA Cup, Capital One Cup game. Bigger games though, for instance, Europa League and Champions League, we could actually get double that amount, so we could get 200 journalists in this room. Now, when we played Barcelona in the semi-finals of the Champions League, we actually got 265 journalists in here. At the moment, there's only about 32 of us, so you can imagine what 265 would have been like. All of their laptops, their microphones, all their equipment wouldn't have been comfortable for them. Down the side, there's some plug sockets. They can plug in their laptops while they're here to write up their reports. They're also given passwords to our Wi-Fi so they can use our internet as well. We have 2 TVs, so one at the side and one at the back as well. Those can be used to replay anything from the match they may want to write about so they can get it accurately into their reports. And they can also be used to keep up with other sporting events that may be happening at the same time, so they can compare scores, things like that. Now the journalists could be here for quite a majority of the day, so we make sure we look after them very well. At the back we have our food area, so you can't see it too well now, maybe when you stand up, but there's a buffet served for them throughout the whole day, hot and cold meals, and they get very, very nice food. They actually get the same food as our VIP hospitality guests get. Those guys spend a lot of money on their tickets and their food. The guys in here, they all get it for free, so they love that. What they love even more, their favourite part of the whole room, is over here. It's the bar, and again it's free, so they can have as much beer, champagne, wine, whatever they want, as much as they want for no charge. Unfortunately though, today it's empty, there's none for us. Maybe next time though, become a journalist, free food, free drink, and you can watch the game for free as well, it's even better. So just up the stairs here, past the door where it says press area, there's an area where they can go outside above the dugouts to watch the game, so they can also plug their laptops in out there as well. And there's small screen TVs where they can watch the feed that's being shown at home too. Now the part of the room you're probably most familiar with is where I'm sitting now. So have you seen this on TV? Yeah? Perfect. So behind me we have our sponsor board. Of course our main sponsors are Adidas and Samsung. Adidas, we've just signed our new contract with them, so £300 million over 10 years, about 30 million a year it works out. And also they provide us with our kit and our training wear. Samsung are across the front of our shirts, and they also give us loads of electrical equipment for our stadium too. Now we have lots and lots of other sponsors. We have Singer Beer, Delta Airlines, Thomas Cook, Azimut Hotels, Gazprom, South F1 team, Audi, lots and lots of different sponsors. If you want to know any more about how they help us out, feel free to ask me. I can give you some more information on what they do for us. Now this desk here that I'm sitting at is the most important thing in this room. It's been with us for a really, really long time, so lots of big names have sat here in the past. So of course you all know who Jose Mourinho is. Yep, perfect. He sat at this exact desk and gave the speech saying that he was the special one. It's also where Roberto Di Matteo, Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard, Gianfranco Zola all would have signed their contracts as players as well, so a lot of big names. Of course, Roberto Di Matteo also sat here as a manager too. Now for the past 6 years, signings and unveilings of players haven't been done here at Stamford Bridge. They've been done over in our training ground, so that's in Cobham, about 20 miles away from here. So when we unveiled Jose Mourinho as our returning manager, it wasn't done here at Stamford Bridge, it was over in Cobham instead. Now I'm sure you guys all want to come up here and get some photos. So what we'll do, if you guys can make a line over this side of the room, come up and get your pictures, and go over to this side once you're done. And very, very basic, very plain, nothing special about it at all. Now surprisingly then, this is actually one of the nicest away dressing rooms in the Premier League.
Is it?
And it's not just us saying that, the kit men, they go, of course they go to all different stadiums and different dressing rooms, they go to this as one of the nicest ones. Now the reason for that is probably because other teams like to play tricks on their away team. So Arsenal, for instance, they have non-slip vinyl floor in their home dressing room, but in their away dressing room, it's standard vinyl floor, which they like to polish the night before a match. So when the players go in, they fall over nice and easily. So some teams would like to turn off their hot water so that players are forced to have a cold shower. Or they'll have different coloured walls to make players feel sick, give them a headache so they can't play as well. Or they'll have it in a horrible shape like an L, so that when they're doing team talks and things like that, it means that they can't see all the team because there's always someone on the other side of the wall. So they all have little tactics. Now, We used to do that as well. So up until 2004, this changing room was a third of the size that it is now. We had one toilet and 2 showers for the whole team. We used to turn the heating off when it was cold and on when it was hot. So obviously the wrong way around. It wasn't nice for them at all. So in 2004, a sports psychologist came in and said, well, you're doing it all wrong, that's why you're losing a lot, because you're making your team angry in this dressing room, and when they go out onto the pitch, they take their anger with them, and they take it out on the game and they're beating you. So if you make them more relaxed, more comfortable, then you're more likely to win. We tried it out, we revamped it to how it is now, and in 2004, after redoing our dressing room, and also having a great team at the time as well, we went 4.5 years, so that was 86 games in a row, unbeaten at home in the Premier League. So it's both a Premier League record, a Chelsea record as well, so we're very, very proud of that. But of course we don't make it too perfect for our away team. There's still a few little things that could be better. For instance, the lockers, you can see they're really small and they're as low as they can possibly get. That's absolutely fine for players like Lionel Messi, reach them. The players too tall, they hurt their backs getting their big bags in those. Very, very basic pegs quite high up. 2 extremely basic massage beds, bit of wood, sponge and leather on top. You can't get more basic than that. And the most important thing for the team is, of course, their tactics board, isn't it? They need their tactics board. So it's over here, so I don't know if you can see, there's 2 teams' tactics on there. The black writing is from when Ruben Kazan were here in the Europa League, and it's a bit faint now, but the red writing was from when Juventus were here near the beginning of the season. So you're probably wondering why their tactics are still on here. Well, the reason for that, they use permanent marker, won't come off. The reason they use permanent marker though was to get their own back on us for this door, which must be kept open at all times for health and safety reasons. And of course on a match day when we've got a football team in here, we also like to stick a nice big security guard in front of the door as well, just to protect everyone. So, can any of you see the board? Doing tactics and team talks. This side's okay, this side can't see anything, not clever at all. So Premier League teams, they know it's behind the door, they bring their own board with them and they set it up somewhere more sensible where they can see. These guys didn't know, so they got stuck using our one. Now this seat here, it's a very, very special seat. It's where Cristiano Ronaldo likes to sit. Can anyone guess why?
The mirror?
Exactly. He likes to sit right there to prepare his makeup for hours before the game. That seat's also where Lionel Messi likes to sit, not because of the mirror, but he's a very eager player. He likes to go out onto the pitch and warm up nice and early. Quite interesting though, those 2 are meant to be 2 of the best players in the world, yeah? Well, Cristiano Ronaldo has never scored here at Stamford Bridge. Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi has never scored against Chelsea at all, anywhere. 2 of the best players? Not too sure. This is a 1 or 2-star dressing room. Are you ready to see 5 stars? Yeah. You'll have to wait until you get to the other side. It's a lot more luxurious for our home team, Chelsea. Now, can anyone notice anything about the order that the players sit in? Anyone got anything? The order that the players sit in, I think I just heard someone say it. Language, yeah. So we've got English speaking players in the corner, Spanish behind me, we've got 2 Nigerian players, Portuguese players over there. So it's roughly nationalities, of course, the odd few in between as well that don't quite fit in, but it's roughly languages and nationalities. Now when John Terry joined the team, they used to sit in number order, so bearing that in mind, can anyone guess why he chose to be number 26? No? Next to Zola. Gianfranco Zola was number 25. John Terry really looked up to Gianfranco Zola. He wanted to get to know him better, he really idolised him. So he knew, by choosing number 26, that he was guaranteed to sit next to his idol in the changing room, so that's why he chose it. When he became captain, he's the one that changed it and said that everyone can choose where they sit when they come to the team. So that's why it's kind of worked out like this, because the players don't necessarily all speak English when they come to us. So by sitting with people that speak the same language, they can learn from them. And they also may have known each other beforehand. For instance, Mikel and Moses both played for the Nigerian national team together, meaning that they would have known each other beforehand as well. They do all have to speak English when they're in the changing rooms and when they're training though, so there's no misunderstandings or separations between the players. I'm going to show you inside Matta's locker. Okay, so this area down this bit is for their training wear, which is what they wear to the stadium on a match day, nice and comfortable for them. So hang that up there while they're out playing. Now at the back you can see there's 2 silver vents. So the reason for those are because the players go out onto the pitch and they get really sweaty and dirty, horrible. They come in and have a nice hot shower. So of course they want to put on fresh smelling clothes. The vents blow through fresh smelling air conditioning so that the clothes smell nice when they put them back on again. Does anyone have that at home? Yeah? Yeah, me too. Down here, there's plug sockets. There's one in each and every locker. They can use it for whatever they want, charging phones, laptops, MP3 players, anything like that. Torres, though, before he cut his hair, would sit there for hours. The hairdryer, hair straighteners, David Luiz, hairdryer and hair curlers. They like to spend hours on their hair. This box here lines with blue velvet. Can anyone guess what it's for?
Watches.
Watches, exactly. So this is what we call the bling box. So it would have the diamond Rolex watches, the keys to the Lamborghini and the Ferrari and the big houses and the wallets. All of the valuables would be in here on a match day, so it would be worth loads. The kit men come and they set out the kit for each and every player, sometimes the day before the match, sometimes on the day, depends on when kick-off is. So the players, they don't wear the same kit more than once. They get 2 brand new kits for every single game they play. That's 2 shirts, 2 shorts, 2 socks for every single game. Now once they're done with them, they'll sign them and give them to children's charities, hospitals, primary schools. So do go to good places, go to good causes. My theory though, the reason they don't wear them more than once is because they just don't know how to use a washing machine. Now the other side of the room we have our massage beds. We have 6 massage beds over here, a lot nicer than the ones that were in the away dressing room, and we can get our team warmed up a lot quicker. To the right of that is our shower area, where they use Morton brown toiletries, really.
Jeg fornemmer det ikke. United står her. Her står United.
And the away team are always on this side with the 2 captains at the front. So while they're here, they'll be running on the spot to keep warm. They might shake hands with their opponents, they might like each other, they might hate each other. They'll still shake hands just to be friendly. You'll have the mascots down the middle as well. Now the noise you can hear over the top is what it sounds like for the players when they're standing here for just under 42,000 people to be outside screaming and waiting for you to go out and play. They'll know when to come out here because the referee who gets changed in the room just to your right rings a bell that goes off in both the changing rooms, lets them know they need to get into this position and start getting ready. On the way down, Chelsea likes to touch the top as a bit of good luck. Some of them actually think of it as a superstition, they must touch it to win. So if you guys are ready, we're going to head down to the dugout, so follow down.
Kom. De er behagelige at sætte i sådan en kamp der.
Now the reason for that is because we have our and we have our players running up and down when they're warming up. To have real grass here costs a lot of preparing it. So instead, where they actually play, due to bad weather conditions, which is very good as well. If you look at the opposite side of the stadium, you can see it says Chelsea Football Club in white writing. Now above the word Chelsea is where our club owner, Roman Abramovich, likes to sit when he comes to the game. So that's his box. Those boxes are called Millennium boxes. There's 17 of them along that side, and they're very, very cheap to buy if you want one. One box for one season is £250,000. But you must commit to a minimum of 10 seasons. So if anyone would like to buy one, feel free to buy to check with Christina, okay? Perfect. I'm going to give you a few moments to take some photos, and then we're going to head over to
So when you make things as well, there's a price changes since they went on sale to July and things like that. Sometimes it doesn't work so well, but obviously they have paid, so if you're able just to give them the tickets, sort of out that way, it might happen certain days that you aren't able to.
got a great view of the whole stadium over here. It's a really, really nice place to sit. So while we're here, I'm just going to point out a few different things to you. So just over at this side above our heads, we have the security box. There's around 300 cameras inside and around the stadium. Chelsea security monitor the streets and the station on a match day as well. They make sure that everything's going smoothly, and they can zoom in and watch every single seat here in the stadium, meaning if they see anyone doing anything suspicious, they can grab them and chuck them straight out, making it a very safe place to come and watch matches. Now just over at this side you can see there's a barrier not far from us. Now that actually separates our home fans from our away fans, because our away fans will be sitting in that corner from where you can see the yellow line of chairs up to that barrier, both top and bottom tier. That's roughly 3,000 seats. There's also security on a match day to separate the home fans, which will be sitting where we are, from the away fans who will be on that side. Big games though, for instance when we played Manchester United here at Stamford Bridge, it was an important game, and of course they're a big team. We had to cater for their fans and we gave them all of this stand, so they had roughly 6,500 seats for their fans that day. Big games like that, they will always have to get more just to make it a little bit more equal. Down to your left you can see there's a glass box with navy seats inside. Now that area there is the players' booth. So that's where the players' wives, girlfriends, families will come and watch the game. We do have a rule for the players though. We do say you can only invite your wife or your girlfriend. You can't invite them both to the same game. That's also why if you see the players score at this side of the pitch, they like to run to that corner sometimes, and it's because they like to go and celebrate with their families who will be sitting there and cheering them for them. If you look at the opposite side of the stadium, in the corner you can see there's a grey box with a window on it. That area there is for Chelsea TV, it's the studio. So does anyone watch Chelsea TV? No? Okay, well that's where it's all filmed. It's also where Sky Sports, BBC, people like that will broadcast from on a match day as well. We do have other studios, but that's one of the main ones, and the other ones are hidden at the back. Right to the top of the east stand, in the middle, you can see a section of dark leather seats. Those seats right up there are the commentator seats. So when you're listening to the match, it's happening from all the way at the top over there. Now, does anyone have any questions? Any questions at all?
When does the game start?
When does the game start? They start next month, middle of August.
How come there's no games or exhibitions in July?
They do kind of tours and pre-season friendlies. So at the moment the players are in Asia, doing a tour of Asia, doing games there. So they just don't play in England, it's all over the world.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
How expensive is a regular ticket?
It depends where you sit and how far along the season we are. So if it becomes to a final and you want a good seat, you could be looking at paying about £80 to £100. The cheapest tickets though are down at the bottom of the east stand over there, and that's because that's the family area, so you must come with a child, and those tickets will be about £30–40. So those are probably the cheapest ones out of the whole stadium.
How long in advance?
How long in advance? Well, I'm not sure how long in advance. The first sale goes to season ticket holders, then it goes to members. It's really, really rare that the tickets will actually go to general sale, so it's very, very hard to get hold of tickets. If you do see them on general sale, grab them as soon as possible, otherwise you probably will never get them again. So yeah, no, so it's quite rare that you'd get them general sale.
Do they sell out every game?
Pretty much every game, yeah. I've not known a game to not sell out. The only one that I think still had a few tickets was Brazil-Russia that we had here. That wasn't even a Chelsea game. So as far as selling out, yeah, we sell pretty much every ticket. Any other questions?
No chance of us getting.
Okay, what we're going to do now, I'm going to take you guys outside the stadium. Unfortunately, the shop isn't open yet. Usually I'll take you straight in there, but they open at 11 o'clock, which is in about 10 minutes. And we can't take you in until about 10 past anyway. So you guys can either, I'll show you where the shop is, you can just wait around there, or you can head back to the museum. Your tickets do entitle you to go to the museum as well. No extra charge. So just go back to where you bought your tickets, upstairs to the second floor. You can see the Champions League trophy, which is up there from 2 seasons ago. The Europa League one, unfortunately, isn't with us at the moment. It's on tour with the players in Asia. But you can get audio guides, guidebooks, things like that, and have a look around the museum. It's really, really worth going up there. So on behalf of myself, Christina, and Chelsea Football Club, I'd like to thank you all for coming today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, go away and tell all your friends you went on the tour at Stamford Bridge with Christina and you loved it. If you didn't, just say you went to the Emirates Stadium with Lucy and it was terrible, you would never go back. Thank you for coming, guys. I hope you have a safe journey home. Follow me this way, I'll lead you out, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.